Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Welcome. You are most welcome back to this commentated roleplay for Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition using the SCS mod. We have just started the main quest. Previously you saw a little bit of introductory information regarding context. The journal section has been updated. It reads, Gorion, my foster father, has informed me that we must immediately leave Candlekeep and set out on a journey. He has given me some gold, and I must purchase supplies for the road, including weapons and armor. Okay. So it looks like we have a couple of things to aim towards. Firstly and primarily, we have to find our foster father, Gorion, but also prepare for this rather hastily organized journey, specifically trying to purchase some weapons and armor. Perhaps Frederick would hazard entering the local inn just to perhaps inquire as to provisions to this rather hastily organized trip. I believe he would relish the thought, considering he is not the most charismatic or social, but nevertheless it could be instructive.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
So, Frederick Let's start with speaking to this shooter.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
I believe not at this present time.
You have but to ask.
About you, sir.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
For now, no, but they have been most interesting in the past. Thank you. Must that firebead elven hair. Greetings.
So hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Indeed. So not much help there for Frederick. Perhaps inquiring if Winthrop, the local innkeeper, he may have some more useful information, I would hope, regarding provisions.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Frederick stands corrected. Following further consideration, Frederick is going to have to force himself to speak a little more with the patrons of the inn. Try to get a little bit more information on them. So, in particular, questioning the innkeeper Winthrop could be fruitful.
You have but to ask.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee, as per Candlekeep's custom. Don't you know? Interesting. So a number of responses here. One, that is outrageous. What kind of a fool do you take me for? Stuff your inn and stuff your company. We have, you always were the big kidder Winthrop. That gets funny very nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often. And lastly, I fear I do not have that kind of entry fee with me. I shall return when I do. I don't believe there are any other options. I believe that Frederick is a individual who would take things a little bit more literally. Perhaps is not as practiced the arts of socializing and the nuances of conversation. So number 3 would be an appropriate response. A charming child ye always were, but I fear ye lack the sense of humour your father and I shared. You must know that you are welcome here always. Stay as you will, as long as ye like. So, is there anything I can do for you? some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy. So, sure, what do you have, Winthrop? Okay, so Frederick is not looking for a room, but provisions. Specifically weapons and armor, but also maybe some food. 20 gold pieces to spend. All the currency particular to this place. Now, Frederick does have a proficiency in dagger, so perhaps that would be one item to purchase at a cost of 3. Okay, we shall purchase that. I believe anything else is in order in terms of weapons and armor. Potentially some form of armor protection, but leather armor potentially. But perhaps not for now. Maybe something to come back to. What about foodstuffs and drinks though? Blood wine, fire wine, mead, bitter black ale, and Arabellan dry wine. I would hazard to state that Frederick would be someone who would partake in wine rather than mead or ale. But I believe he would be somewhat reticent to part with too many coins. But wine is a little on the expensive side. Have some Arabellan dry wine. Seems as though he may have already partaken in said Arabellan dry wine. And converse a little more with Winthrop. Iron's so scarce these days, you'd think it was as valuable as gold. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Interesting. So there are certain resources in this world that are seemingly quite scarce presently, including iron. Thank you, Winthrop. I think in here. So we have nobleman. Woman. Frederick will attempt conversation. Somewhat reluctantly.
No time to chit-chat.
Step up to the heat, young one. You'll need a good fire to warm the chill stares of those monks. Most inhospitable they are, isn't that so? Well, they're also very knowledgeable. And their knowledge is what I care about. Oh yes, darling. They are most standoffish. They lead a somewhat cloistered life here, so they are unaccustomed to many visitors. You are perhaps a bit colourful compared to what they are used to. Watch your tongue. This was my home for a good part of my life, and I'll not have you slighting them in their own keep. Oh, I would not let it concern you, my lady. Perhaps they are not used to wealth such as yours. You are quite wealthy, are you not? Bring a lot of expensive jewelry with you? Perhaps they have not been as welcoming as they could have, but you are strangers in their home. Interesting. After consideration, I believe number 1 could be a good response. I would venture that Frederick is quite austere, not particularly impressed by the colourful attire of the noble lady here. Perhaps a slight chastisement of this could be in order. Colourful? Dear, perhaps we should dress a little bit more plainly to fit in. It's worth a try, my dear, although our clothes may only be the half of it. I certainly couldn't react any worse than they have. I thank you for the suggestion, Frederick Hawthorne. Putting it tactfully. Good eve to you. It seems they may be misinterpreting Frederick's chastisement or sarcasm for tact. The smartest of couples. I don't believe further questioning of either tutor is in order. Yes, they are both. They both relate to lessons, and Frederick is not here for lessons. But perhaps further inquiry with fire and bead elven hair could be useful. Nuggets of information for the upcoming trip.
So hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Ah, yes. Back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Bergost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gorion's ward, aren't you? Yes. My, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. I left an identify scroll with Teftoil in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. I believe that Frederick would be someone who would respect those in higher social positions. itself, particularly those who are mages. I am assuming the elven hair is a mage, so perhaps he would a little bit reluctantly accept this request. Yes. Interesting. So, via the elven hair, an old mage who makes the occasional visit here from the Ghost. Very Ghost. Identify scroll with Kefiril in the inner grounds. I swear, without me to run its endless errands, this keep would crumble into the very dust from which it sprang. And it seems as though Frederick has run a few errands for other mages in the past. Well, perhaps delaying this hastily organised trip for a short while is in order once Frederick obtains this identified scroll. I think at this particular stage I may just conclude this third episode. So Frederick has spent some time in the local inn, just inquiring as to provisions and information that may be useful for this upcoming trip. He has also purchased for himself a dagger for said trip, and also some wine which he partook in the inn itself, which leaves 15 gold pieces remaining. But also there is now a little bit of a tangential quest, which Frederick hopes shall not take too long, whereby he will need to obtain an identify scroll, just, I believe, in the inner grounds. So looks like Frederick shall be just trying to find said identify scroll in this area. But I believe we shall just leave that until the next installment. So many thanks for joining me for this installment, and I shall look forward to seeing you in the next installment. Goodbye now.